All right, guys, I'm not sure what happened, but I seem to have gotten kicked off. Can you hear me? I seem to have lost. Nope, there I go. All right. I don't know what happened, but I seem to have lost my stream, but I'm back. Hopefully you can find me again. Not sure what happened. I didn't even have a warning. I looked up and from fussy cutting and I was gone. So something happened and I do apologize for that. All right. Don't forget to join me next Thursday. Next Thursday, the 27th, we are doing our paper pumpkin. I'm actually going to be working on the August paper pumpkin kit. Yeah. I don't know. Might start having to try to give you guys twofers. I don't know. All right, so we've got that done. We've got 2 of those. We're going to need 2 of... Did I not stamp the other ones? I thought I did. Here they are. We're going to need 2 of these and 2 of those. And I'm going to need 1 in each direction in this color and 1 in each direction of the other. All right, not a problem. And I'm not going to try to stick as close as I can to this one. Sorry, generally when I'm fussy cutting, I tend to keep my work a little bit close to my vest, to my chest. But then you guys can't see. I am very sorry that I lost you guys. It is sometimes the quirk of the internet, the streaming frequencies and latencies and all those good terms that I don't know exactly what they mean. But it happens. So what are you going to do? You're just going to chalk it up to the internet and keep it moving. Right? Okay, that's 1. We're going to need 2 of each. Sorry, I'm one of those people that when I'm fussy cutting, I generally don't, I'm concentrating I'm concentrating. So I generally don't pay it. I can't speak in, without making a big mess. So I generally go silent when I'm trying to fussy cut something. All right, so there's the second one. Here's number 1, and we need 2 of these. Again, these are not that difficult to fussy cut. They're fairly easy, as a matter of fact. I feel sometimes when I'm trying to fussy cut on little short pieces of cardstock, like I've got like giant fingers. But again, note to self, when you are die cutting or fussy cutting, that's one. I would highly encourage you to not use thick cardstock, as it just makes it a little, I find that when I use thicker cardstock and I end up fussy cutting, it's just not as neat. And the cutting is not as smooth as if it was lighter weight cardstock. Okay. So definitely, I don't recommend fussy cutting, or well, not that you can't, but I don't recommend it on your like 120-pound cardstock. I just don't. I don't think you'll get the best result. That's just my personal preference. Okay. And this will be all the fussy cutting that we do this evening. It's a lot, but it's all we're going to do this evening. Times like these are when I wish I had my scan and cut. All right, so we have one that's go facing left. We need one that's going right. I'll fussy cut the rest later. Okay, so I think, and then I'm going to need one of each going in each direction on that one as well. If I had thought about it, well, I didn't get home early enough to get it done. I would have done the stamping and fussy cutting earlier. Are you ready for the weekend? I had such big, grandiose plans that I now have to change my plans or adjust them somehow, because I overcommitted, and I gotta figure my way out of my schedule. Yeah. No, I need to spend some time with my family, my sister. I haven't done it. It feels like we haven't seen each other in months, and that's just not, yeah, that's not kosher for me. All right, so we've got one of each color going facing right, or facing left. And now I'm working on one of each color going. Let's see if we can do it this way. You know, if we can make our lives easier, why not, right? Get them both knocked out on one pass. Might make it a little easier to hold on to. Anybody watching anything good on the television? I have been stuck. My newest craze is Agent Kim reactivated. I love K-dramas. And of course I don't know a lick of the language, so it's all closed captions for me. So it's very interesting because of course you can't get up to the when you're closed caption dependent. It's very difficult to multitask while you're watching TV, or even to get up and say go to the bathroom or anything like that, right? Because you just can't do it. You gotta stop. You gotta stop the TV or whatever the case may be, unless you want to miss half the show. So I tend to watch my K-dramas on the weekend. So right now my favorite is Agent Kim reactivated. Yeah. All right. This one's not as neat because I went this way. Now I'm using a different set of snips for my fussy cutting. What I would tell you is try to use some snips where your blade is not as long as this one. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get ready to assemble this card. Let's take some of this stuff out of the way. Let's put it aside because we are going to use it again. All right. And get card number 1 assembled. So here we have our, go. Now in the catalog, when you get your catalog, if you have it already, this seems to be the same size as the card base. And I just tend not to use my designer series paper that way. I always try to mat. So you will see that when I case the catalog in instances like that, I do change it up just a little bit so I can suit my own aesthetic. Okay. So we have this that's going to be like this. And just for, oh, this is not straight. That would drive me nuts. There we go. Let's make sure it's even. All right. And we're going to have this on like this. All right. And so what I want to do is I'm going to place this right here. And I'm going to draw a little bit of a pencil line right here. If I can find my pencil. Because now what I want to do is just a light line, something that we can erase a little bit. Not for putting this back in place, but there's a little detail that's stamped. And I just want to make sure that I don't cover it up. With the stamping. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use tone-on-tone stamping. And then we're just going to stamp like that. And just like that, we are almost done with our little decorative element. Okay. All right. We're going to put our image back. Our designer series paper. I'm going to put that back. Looking for my dimensionals. I just had some here. So I think I'm going to put this guy flat. No. I gotta find my dimensionals, guys. Okay. Oops. Make sure it's right side up. Okay. And then grab our sentiment strips. All right. Using our sentiment strips. Did I not cut my other ones? I didn't cut my other ones. You guys. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. This one is that one. This one is this one. I can't believe I didn't cut them. I thought I was done cutting. Right? I've got one going that way, one going that way. And I have this one going this way, that one going that way. The adhesive backing is not staying on. Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to do like late night stamping with like to music or something, like classical music or something. That way I don't have to like talk. All the talking in the beginning. That probably means I'll probably record more often because then I could add like little notes and stuff. That's probably the best thing to do, huh? Then I can add some music when I'm fussy cutting. Because I don't really talk while I'm fussy cutting. Can't talk while I'm fussy cutting. Not that I don't, I just can't. Right? Again, we are working with the Mosaic Garden Suite collection. It is in the Stampin' Up! September to December mini, no, it's not a mini anymore, the September to December catalog. It is not, it is only available right now to demonstrators for pre-order. It will be available to customers September 1st. That, along with some of our newest online exclusives, will also be available for purchase on September 1st. Okay. With Stampin' Up's new product release strategy, you'll have new products every 2 months with our online exclusives. and then every 4 months with our new catalog system, which are quarterly. You'll find that I think you'll find that with that particular strategy with the catalogs, what you'll find is that there will be more products that are kind of related to the season that you're in. And by that, I just mean you'll have products that are, you know, holiday, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, that kind of stuff. You'll find them closer in the September to December catalog. You might find more summer related, you know, patriotic, that kind of stuff. In the summer catalogs like we just had, you might find more when you have winter, that kind of way. You'll just find that you might be able to do more seasonal products available that way. This is the first year we're doing the quarterly catalog, so I believe that's kind of what you would see. But hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So far, our September to December mini catalog is just that. We have, and our online exclusives are geared towards the September to December holidays. Yeah. Now, if you wanted to, like I said, I probably would have fussy cut most of this ahead of time. That way, you know, you didn't have to watch paint dry while I'm fussy cutting. Yes. If you are new to my channel, you guys, thanks for joining me. Just leave a comment. Let me know how you found me. Maybe you were just doing a little late night surfing and you saw that I was live. I appreciate that because, of course, you always have your choice of whom you choose to craft with, and that you're, of course, spending any time with me. I am extremely grateful for that. Okay. We are definitely going to work on one more card tonight. We are not going to do a third. I just don't want to keep you that long. And then we're going to try to see if we can do the same cut with this one. Get this cut out. I notice when I fussy cut, I turn my blade to an angle, it is best to keep your blade straight forward, up and down, because I tend to do that. And when you do that, of course, your cut might not be as clean. So just be mindful of that as you're cutting. For me, my habit is to end up doing that. Not a good habit, but it is what it is. It's what I do. And that's the thing. When you recognize a habit, whether it's bad or not, you recognize it and you try to do those things. If it's a bad habit or one that's not going to serve you well, you kind of try to identify it and then figure out how to overcome. Okay. All right. We are almost done with fussy cutting. Yes. I think card number 2 will be fairly easy. We've done all of the die cutting, so we really just have to stamp our sentiment and assemble, I think. I've done all of the die cutting for that card. So we will literally just have to stamp the sentiment, I think, and then assemble. Did I plan that right or what? Now, when I say I'm struggling through this, is I should have done what I would normally have done. Is maybe when I have smaller pieces like this, is attach a piece of maybe sticky note so I can extend it. Maybe not cut everything off. Like that. Okay. So I've got that, and where's the other one? Right here. All right, guys, we are almost done, and I know I keep saying that, but literally we are almost done with the fussy cutting. When you grab your September to December mini catalog and you turn to page 33, just let me know, with the exception of the white card base, and let me know exactly how close you think I came to casing the card, the artist's design in the catalog on page 33. Perfect. Okay. Now let's get started and see what we're going to do here. All right. So we've got one going to the right that's going to have one of these puppies on it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue right in the center. Right. And we're going to put that puppy on right there. Oops, sorry, you can't see. I'm just adhering it to the back. your pick tool. My glue dots aren't hanging out anywhere close by, otherwise I'd use my glue dots. Okay, that's number 1. Then we need go in the other direction. So probably be a little bit simpler with glue dots. So if you have glue dots, I would definitely use glue dots. And I'm going to put a strip right over that. Okay. So we're going to have one that goes like that. Then we're going to have a green one that's going this way. With our yellow, our crisp cantaloupe flower. Okay. The same thing with a little bit of the strip and a little bit of the strip. And a little bit more towards the bottom. Okay. So we'll have one that's this way. I don't know how we're going to lay them out, but so we have one that's going to go this way. He's going to have I'm just going to put them on there and put them wherever, I guess. Yeah. So your card from this point on, you can do it exactly and put the exact flower in the exact same spot. Okay. Like that. The other thing you could do is use some double-sided tape. Okay. then we're just going to array our flowers how best we think they should be arrayed. Okay, and we've got one more to put on. Actually, I'm missing one. No. Aren't I? Oh, yes, we are. This guy goes right here. Just like this. Am I missing one? I thought I did two. I only cut one. Gosh darn it. I thought I had what I needed. Here's one. Okay. And we're gonna put this guy on here. You can put the adhesive on the back, you can put the adhesive on the front, and whatever works for you, whatever your method is, your preference, I should say. All right, that guy's done. And I'm still missing something. I know I cut two of these guys. Okay, there they are. See, that's why we cut extras of things. So we have what we needed. And I counted too. I counted. That's all right. We got nowhere to go. At least I don't. Only place I'm headed from here is to bed. That's it. All right. Oh, there it is. See? Nope, I just put that there. All right. I promise you guys, this card, if you did it yourself, which I'm hoping that you do decide to do it yourself, it should not take this long. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and work with what we got and put things where they need to be. All right. I don't know where my stuff is. I thought I cut 2 of these guys. Did I not cut 2 of them? I swear I cut 2 of things. And now I can't find any of them. I know I cut 2 of those. All right, we gonna make do. You know, as we get off camera tonight, I am going to find those other pieces that I die cut. Because remember, we stamped extras. We did stamp some extras. Thank goodness. All right. Here's the other one. I knew it. I knew it. I'm going to put this on here. All righty. I think we're good now. So let's let stuff dry a little bit. And we're going to work with what we have. So let's do a little bit of laying out. I'll do that. Okay, I didn't put a flower on that one, not sure why. Okay, so we're going to do this one going that way. We're going to do this one going that way. Then one going that way. We're going to have this one. Just have a little flower garden. Okay. We're going to have this in the center. I'm going to have this guy coming lower down, a little bit lower. Yep. Going opposite direction. Oops. Came off. Where it's supposed to come off. Okay. Okay. So we're starting to build our card. And then I'm going to have this guy coming this way. Yep, just like that. Now I got ribbon that I got to add and then the sentiment. So I'm trying to be careful as to where I place the dimension, the foam tape. So now we've got this guy like that. Then I want this guy to come this way and this way. Maybe we do that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Have our little flower garden going on in here. So that's definitely what we're going to do. All right. Okay. I'm going to have this guy down a little bit. And I am consciously thinking about how, making sure that the height is different. Okay. And last, we're going to put this guy over here. So he's under, just like that. Okay. So we've got a nice little flower garden. I'm going to anchor him. By anchor, I just mean I'm going to put liquid adhesive on it. That's it. No dimension there. Okay. It's going to go under. Just like that. Okay. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to grab a piece of ribbon. Our card is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. We're going to add maybe about a 1/4 inch on that. I don't know, these things frustrate me. I don't even know why. I could never get at it. Come on. I'll just measure out what I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3/4. Okay. I just did a 5 3/4 strip. Gonna put a little bit of double-sided tape on the back. I'm looking for my thinner one. I have like a D. There it is. You know, sometimes you buy things and you're like, why did I buy that? But they come in handy. Look at this. Right? Making sure that adhesive sticks onto that. There we go. And all we're going to do, make sure this is even. And we're just going to put that right about here. Okay. Perfect. Then we're going to put some adhesive or some dimensions. And I'm going to cut this in half. You heard of stamp surgery? I do adhesive surgery a lot. I do. I don't want to add extra bulk, right? So now what I'm going to do is already have the adhesive where I want it to go. And there we go. Perfect. Guys, that's it, except for adding some gems on here. Let's grab our card base. And then we're going to add our card to the card front. Just like this. And our first card will be finished. Look at that, how cute that is. Took us a while. Do not get it twisted. It did take us a little bit of time, but it is so worth it in the end. And that is what matters, right? It's a labor of love. It is a labor of love. Okay. I would show you the what it's supposed to look like, what we cased, but unfortunately, as you know, as I've mentioned before, we cannot show you the inside of the catalog until September 1st. But if you do have the catalog, if you had a demonstrator, and you were able to receive a catalog in the mail, you can find the inspiration for this card on page 33. If you don't have a demonstrator and would like a demonstrator, someone that you can turn to with your stamping questions, your stamping needs, I would definitely love to be your demonstrator. What does that mean? Being your demonstrator? It means you get to join me when I go live, when I do anything, really. I do tend to invite the VIP customers to events that I am hosting. And this card is done, except for my gems. And now I can't find my take your pick tool. But I just tell you, I have things, I move them, and now I don't know where I put them. Yep, there it is. All right, so we are going to use, let's use this one, the hydrangea hue dots. They're all this, no, we have some smaller sizes. So we have like medium dots and smaller dots. We're going to use the blue on this one. And I want to do another one because you have the rule of 3. Oh, I know where I'm going to put it. Okay, so we've got all of that. There's one more thing that I have to do. You know what that is? I'm going to take the metal effects. The pearlized enamel. And I'm just going to put them right in the center of my flowers. I clean the nozzle off. Guys, card number 1 is done. Okay. Awesome. Now let's start number 2. Let's put this away. This one should go a little bit faster. We won't get to card number 3. I might make it and just post it in my Facebook group. Pop on over to Facebook and we are Sweet's Signature Stampin' Creations or Sweet Stampin' Creations, and you should be able to find us there on Facebook. I have a card swap group if you are ever interested in swapping cards. We do swap all over. We have swappers in Canada. We have swappers everywhere. And we have about maybe 3 to 4 swaps per month. All right, next card. Let's get that started. This one should be very easy. Lots of die cuts on this one. Yeah. Okay. I might even bring this flower in there. I don't know. We'll see. Just so it doesn't go to waste. So again, we did the same thing. I did the same thing. In the catalog, the designer series paper covers the entire. I don't do that. I personally think that's a waste of my designer series paper, and I don't like to quote unquote waste my designer series paper. And I not only the waste part, but I do love to have a little bit of a border in my cards. Now, card kits are available while supplies last. Alrighty. So what we have here is, let me lay things out a little bit, that way I can see what I'm doing. I have, oh, we're in this orientation on this card. So we've got this going this way. We've got this going this way. Right? Then I have this one somewhere up here. I got this one over here. Then I got this little guy up here. Our sentiment is going to go here. And this is going to go there. Okay, I think we have the general layout of what it is that we're doing. Okay. I told you, card will be very quick and very easy. Oops. So we got about maybe a 1/4 inch, a 1/2 inch from the left side, and maybe about a 1/4 inch from the bottom. So that'll bring us about right here. And I'm not trying to be exact and perfect. I literally am just trying to make sure that everything gets on the cardstock. And this is about maybe this much up. I'm going to do that. Okay. Then I'm going to have this guy up here, like so. Yeah, that's about right. I tried to choose patterns that they had, but then I kind of decided I would go with prints and patterns that I really liked. This is about right as far as height is concerned. And it seems to be aligned. Okay. Then we have this guy about over here. It's about a halfway over. Okay. And then lastly, we've got this guy. Okay. That's what we got. All right, so now we're almost done. We're going to get ready to do a little bit of stamping. Then we're going to be finished with this card, and we can put it together. All right, what do we need to stamp? We need to stamp our little flower. And we're going to stamp that in Pretty Peacock. Oh, my stamps are already out. What am I doing? Stamps are already out, girly. And we're going to stamp this little flower right here. This guy. And we're going to stamp him in Pretty Peacock. Condition this stamp a little bit. That's the pretty side. Okay. And we're going to put him about right here. And then we're going to use our sentiment. Yeah. Nothing has adhesive yet, or dimensionals yet. Nope. And that, if you know me, is a little unusual. It is. but nothing wrong with going rogue or being a little bit different, right? Nothing wrong with being a little different. All right. And the last thing we're going to stamp is we're going to stamp that sentiment, the one that says, wishing you every good thing. And we're going to heat emboss it too. All right. Again, this is how we put things back. I'm going to grab this guy too. I'm going to need it. With the little ones, I guess it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go with the big ones. That looks crooked. I'm surprised I caught that. You guys know that for me, my eyes don't see things straight. I have come to that realization. And we're going to stamp, I'm going to grab our embossing buddy. Going to grab our Versamark ink. Tap, tap, tap. Perfect. Stamp our sentiment. Grab our white heat embossing powder. Perfect. That is perfect. I cut this strip about 1 3/4 inches. And I wasn't too concerned about the length because I figured I would trim it to what I needed when I got to that point. But it is 1 3/4 inches in width. All right. Okay, so now we're just going to do a little bit of trimming to get this where we need for it to be. And we're going to banner it. So we don't want to trim off too much on each end. So it is 1 1/4 inches. And our width is 4 and 1/8. So I'm trimming this down to maybe about 3 1/2. Okay. Now we're going to flag our ends, and it's very easy. Find what you think is the center, snip at the center, and then go from corner to tip, and then corner to tip. Banner. Okay. Then we've got the other side. Find the center, snip, and then corner to tip. And then corner to tip. There we go. Our banner is complete. All right, so then what we're going to end up doing is just like this. Do we have any ribbon on that one? No. All right, the next thing we're going to do before we finalize this card is we're going to add some detail. Oh, they did the small ones. That's okay. I'm going to go with the big ones because it's what I put out. It's what I took out. And we're going to grab our hydrangea hue. And I'm just going to add a couple of embellishments like so. Tone on tone. Tone on tone. And then tone on tone. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to trim. My scissors are a mess. Flip it over. And then trim. Do the same on the other side for anything that's hanging over. Perfect. Oh, oops. Somehow we didn't get that off. Now we're going to put a little bit of foam tape. Put some on each side. Awesome. Okay. And then we're going to add, make sure that's straight, our sentiment right in the middle. Amazing. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to add it to our card base. And this will be our card number 2. This is a very simple design. You can do it with the dies that came with this set, but if you have other decorative dies, nested dies, you could do that. You could switch them out, but these are beautiful as they are. Now, guys, if you have, oh my gosh, what was that one? Ooh, it's one of our most popular ones. Spotlight on Nature. If you have that die set, the filigree on these dies are the exact same. So now you have a set that's circles, and you'll have a set that's squares. Hopefully, Stampin' Up says, let's go ahead and make some in the rectangles, and then the ovals, and then we will have a full complement of the same design across the different shapes. But as of right now, we do have it in the, if you still have your Spotlight in Nature set, you will have that. And then if you purchase the the Mosaic Garden Suite or the Tile Garden Bundle, whichever you choose, then you will have the squares. Okay. So we've got about an 1/8 of an inch border all the way, 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. And there we go. Perfect. Our card is done. Let's go ahead and add some gems to finish out our project. I don't know where I just did that. Let's go with the crisp cantaloupe ones. I want to put one here. I want to put a little one right there. And then one more big one. Up here. All right, guys. We have played with the first new product that I have from the September to December mini catalog. Not mini, they're not mini catalogs, they're the quarter annual card catalogs. And here are the 2 cards that we created. We cased the catalog as we shared with you the products in this sweet collection. Guys, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me this evening. I really appreciate it. If you do need to reach out to me, all of my contact information is in the description box. Please feel free to do so. And if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to have you as my guest. Please shop my online store at Sweets Signatures, that's stampinup.net. And if you have any questions at all, about Stampin' Up, would be interested in learning more, I'd be happy to talk to you and spend some time with you. Guys, on that note, thanks you so much for joining me here in the craft room. Have a good evening and happy stamping!